Hello, my name is Adam Winrich, and I'm selling off a bunch of whips from my collection because this year I need to buy a new RV. My wife and I live in an RV about like 10 months out of the year, so it's a pretty important purchase for us. Anyway, the prices of all of these Kangaroo leather whips range from $300 to $3,000. If you were hoping for a beginner whip under $100, I'll put a link to a good website for that in the description and also the comments because no one ever reads the description anymore. And so I got some whips by Joe Strain and David Morgan, and also some pairs of stock whips by makers including Russell Schultz. So I'm going to give you a close-up view of each one of these whips along with the prices, then I'll demonstrate all of them. So I'll give you some close-ups on these whips. First we have this 6-foot 16 plat Joe Strain stock whip. Cracks very nicely. Price on this one is $300. That's the cheapest one we got here. Moving on, we got a Joe Strain bull whip, also very nice, 10-foot long, 16 plat, based on his Lone Star design. Got a little bit of weight in the handle, rolls out very well. $500 for this one. Moving on to the pairs of stock whips. Here's a set of stock whips by Richard Taubman from Australia. 16 strands in the handle, 16 strands in the thongs, 6 foot long. $500 for this set. Very good for long, slow, flowy routines. This set of whips, very nice. Also good for display. Moving on, another good set of whips for flowing routines. Here's a 6-foot set of 16 plat whips by Sharon Taylor of SKT Leather in Australia. $500 for this set of whips. And we got a pair of whips by Russell Schultz. This pair is blue and yellow. Russell has made many whips for many champion whip crackers, including the current men's Australian whip cracking champion, James Scott. Very nice set of 5-foot stock whips, 8 plat thongs, 16 plat handles in blue and yellow. Very rare color combination to get from Russell. $500 for this set. If you do want to get more into two-handed whip cracking and you'd like to do it with Kangaroo leather whips, I'd recommend this set here. One more pair of stock whips. Also $500 for this set. This set is by Trent Mewett, also of Australia. Trent has like a really long wait time right now, like a year, and I don't think he even accepts orders from outside of Australia anymore, so this is a very rare set to get. 12 plat thong, 16 plat handles in brandy Kangaroo. Very nice set, very loud, very crisp cracks with these guys. Now on to the most expensive whips I got out for my Super Adam Needs an RV sale. Here is a David Morgan bullwhip from the 1980s. We can tell it's from the 1980s because the 6-strand section in the point is 13 inches long instead of 9 inches long. Just a couple little minor scuffs in the end, but a very nicely braided whip. Rolls out very well, especially for an 8-footer. A lot of good patina on it. Looks like it could have been in an Indiana Jones movie. No problem. $2,000 for this whip. And finally, the most expensive whip that I have. This is a 12-foot David Morgan bullwhip, also from definitely the early 80s, maybe even the early or late 70s. So one interesting thing with this whip, if I bring it in close, if you look at the handle, so this has a very long handle section where the knot is like right at the end of the spike, very important. And also in later versions of his build, David would put like 3 layers of leather over the lead in the butt end. This one only has 2 layers as far as I can tell based on its shape. So that definitely makes it an earlier whip. So it's an excellent example of David's work. Definitely looks like it from the sort of era of Raiders of the Lost Ark. $3,000 for this 12-foot bullwhip by David Morgan. Now let me crack all of these for you. Here's the 7-foot 16 plat Joe Strain stock whip. Loud whip, that one is. Another Joe Strain whip here. Here's the 10-foot 16 plat bull whip. That cracks real nice. Moving on to the pairs of stock whips. Here's a 6-foot set by Richard Taubman. Good for the Queensland crossover. See if it'll do the four corners. Almost. Still a very nice looking set of whips from a whip maker who's been around a long time. And here's a very fancy set of whips. 6 foot long, 16 plat by Sharon Taylor. Moving on to the 5 foot set by Russell Schultz. If you want to get into two-handed whip cracking, this would be a good set to have. Very nice set of whips. I think I've had these since about 2011, but they haven't gotten a whole lot of use. Still in good shape. There's a very loud set of 5.5 foot stock whips by Trent Mewett. Also, Trent no longer ships outside of Australia. Yeah, those will make your ears ring. Now on to the David Morgan whips. Here's the 8-footer from the sort of early 80s, somewhere before 1986, somewhere in there. Rolls out really nice. Let's do the Kangaroo crack with it. So that one I'd sell for $2,000. And finally, the most expensive whip. This is the very early David Morgan 12-foot bull whip. The handle's super long, and the knot is a really nice shape. And this whip rolls out really well. I think David's 12-foot whips roll out the best. Kangaroo crack with it. Yeah, very nice whip. Well, those are all the whips I have for sale. And if you'd like to inquire about buying any one of these, you can email me, info@winrichwhips.com. And my name is Adam Winrich. Thanks for watching.